This should be fun. We are at the Cold Steel website. You are watching the Nutnfancy Project Knife Show. Still going after all these years. Yes, the passion is alive. It is. Watch the tabletop reviews. You will sense it. And sometimes you will sense the lack of passion and enthusiasm for certain blades. I have been known to do negative reviews once in a while. I do tend to tabletop the stuff I really like, though. It's funner that way. Much funner, much easier for me to tabletop those items. I love Cold Steel, man. I like what they do. I always have. They are bold, they're innovative, and they are not afraid to make martial craft blades. That's what I've always said. Martial craft blades, defensive blades, tactical blades, without apologies. Thanks to Lynn Thompson and company. So, love Cold Steel. I've reviewed many of their blades. And now we're going to jump into their website. You're going to go what I'm going to call SSEing with me. Screen Shopping Exercise. Yes, another acronym. SSE. Screen Shopping Exercise with Nutnfancy. I know. Acronyms all the time. SSE, dude. So we're going to jump into a lot of different blades. I will give you my opinions and maybe make references to other Cold Steel blades that I have reviewed already. Now, I will release this video first to my Patreon friends. If you're not TMP Patreon, you should be. Only $1 to $5 a month is all I ask. Totally worth it. Special content. I've been making a lot of special videos for the Patreon guys that will never be released to general YouTube, even subscribers. That's just where we are. I'll keep the channel going, trust me, but Patreon gets special content because they support the channel. It ain't ad revenue no more, bro. You know how that works. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're just finding this channel. Click the notification bell if you would, please. Let's get going. This looks like the Frenzy that I reviewed, a different interpretation of it. Luzon. First impression is I like it a lot. Haven't handled it yet, though. Budget friendly. Yep. It's not that expensive. Flip opener. Formidable choice for going in harm's way. There you go, man. Martial blade, dude. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, look at this right here. How many other knife companies will say this? Very few, dudes. Very few. They'll say it's an outdoor knife. It's an EDC knife. But Cold Steel brazenly advertises it. Their knives as self-defense tools, and I love that. Leaf spring lock. So that's not a triad lock, I don't think. Out of stock. Every time I come to Cold Steel's website, it's like it says this. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if they had the production run and it's all sold out to vendors and they're not selling it direct in their website. Let me go over to special projects here. I always get confused between these two sites. What's what? There's some cool blades there too. I don't know how long this video is going to go either. It might be an hour of blade shopping. Let's see what steel this one's using. HCR. Okay, I'm good with that. Nice big blade length. Look at that. 6 inches. Now in another window that you won't see because I'm not transferring it over, I'm looking at my videos. Like I have the Cold Steel Frenzy reviewed December 20th, 2017. And that was a very similar blade. I love that blade too. So yeah, it looks like a different interpretation of the Frenzy. I will say I like this blade shape better. There's a fuller going in there just for aesthetics. There's a kind of a clip blade. I'd buy this knife. Use my Amazon links below. If I can find these knives in Amazon, go get it. I'll get like 2.1 cents if you buy it, and it doesn't raise the price for you at all. Oh, dude, what size are we looking at here? The large? Then we're going to go to the medium. This might be a better choice. Out of stock. What do you guys think about the lock back, though? Do you like that? Not like that? I'm looking at this detail right here. What is that? And that looks like a Grivery handle. Let me see the handle material. Yeah, Grivery. Fiberglass nylon. HCR. This one has a 4-inch blade length. So that's still a pretty big knife. I mean, if we were to review this from another manufacturer, that would be considered a large tactical folder, dudes. And it's a medium. for Cold Steel. Let's go back to that homepage. So that's cool. The Luzon, I like. Will I tabletop it later? Hard to say. Maybe. If there's a lot of interest, I will. Spear. I'm not hitting spears. I didn't really. The mini tack Bowie, or maybe you say buoy. I had one of those and I gave it to a TMPer. I did not tabletop it, but I really liked it. I should have tabletopped it. One thing I like is the traction it provides with these finger choils on the handle. I mean, it really locks in. It's a classic buoy shape. HCR is a steel. So we're not even 4 inches here. It's 3 5/8 inches. Bead chain lanyard. So this is designed as a neck knife. Insert discussion I've always given on neck knives. Not a super fan. I don't wear them. I don't. I mean, I think a lot of guys talk about wearing neck knives, but I never gear check you guys where you have one. What's the weight on this? 3 ounces. Bead blasted. That's a cool knife. I mean, it's so inexpensive. If you wanted to experiment with a neck knife, this would be a great way to go. Now, I don't think they have a belt adaptation here like a G-clip or some type of attachment. It wouldn't be too hard to fashion one, though. You can go into eBay and get all types of different polymer and Kydex clips that you could adapt to that sheath. Dude, I like this one. Look at the price, and it's retailing for $40. Now, I'm in another window here. I'm going to type and see if I can see what Amazon price is. Double Safe Hunter. I'm not seeing that one in Amazon yet. Even for $40, it'd be worth it. Oh, dude, it's so good to see a polymer clip make a return. I think that's polymer. State-of-the-art rocker lock features. See, that's a rocker lock. It's just something I haven't had any experience with. That's probably part of the mechanism right there. Yeah, that's where we're looking on the other knife. Sorry if I don't know, because I just haven't seen them in person yet. I mean, I should. I want to tabletop this one. This one's cool. The Double Safe Hunter. It reminds me of a Recon. A Voyager. An old school Voyager. Let's see. It's probably Grivery. Yep. So it's brown Grivery, the handle. It looks like it has really good molding in it. It's a state-of-the-art rocker lock, which could be awesome, actually. I'm not sure how smooth that locking mechanism would be. I should say for deployment. I just don't know how it works, so I'm just speaking extemporaneously here. Removable thumb stud clip, hollow ground, probably HCR at that price. Yep, HCR, which I love. I have no problems with that. 5.3 ounces. That's a little bit heavy for a Grivery handled blade. I wonder if that's lined. Wonder if it's lined. Steel lined is what I'm talking about. God, it's so freaking cheap though. $40 retail. Replaceable plastic clip. I love that. That's cool. I just really liked the original Voyager clip that was molded in. I've said that so many times. Yeah, limits the snags and scratches to upholstery and other surfaces that steel clips have been known to cause. I've talked about that in my reviews. Like when I walk next to my car, my hand goes over my pocket so I don't scratch my paint or anything else. One glance at the Double Safe may recall cold steel knives of yesteryear as it was modeled after the popular old school Voyager. Thank you. Called it. No, I did not read this before. It's like a Voyager, an old school Voyager. I'm buying this knife because the old school Voyager is one of my all-time faves. I still carry it to this day. If this is a video, I'd show you one that's sitting on my desk right now. Double Safe Hunter. Home run from Cold Steel. I mean, it's a perfect color. Notice they came out with a brown right out the gate. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Not black. I've always said that about my gun reviews. Why do manufacturers always come out with black first? Come out with a different color. Ruger does. I mean, Ruger's notorious for doing this. Hey, we're coming out with a new gun. Cool, black. Year and a half later. Oh, here's your FDE and your OD version. It's backwards. Cold Steel gets it. Storm Cloud. Whoa, that price is out of there. $300? Yeah. Andrew Demko's patented thumb plate safety reliability comes standard with the Storm Cloud. Triad lock. You guys know I like the triad lock. I'm not really feeling this blade too much. 3.6 ounces triad lock. It's got that Spartan type blade grind. What do they call that? Everyone's typing it right now, but it's okay. It's just not me. Stormcloud. I mean, that's a penetration tip, no doubt. I mean, that's something that can go through all sorts of media for sure. CPM 20. Cold steel has been going into powder metallurgy a lot more. I reviewed those. Golden Eyes. That's a great knife. Really cool. They need to go with a real brass insert there on that hole, though. Hopefully you guys can hear me good. I mean, I haven't done this before with a microphone, but I think I did a little test file and it seemed like it worked okay. What's this one here? Bush Ranger Light Cold Steel. 3.5 inch clip point, HCR. I'm saying Grivery. It's glass filled nylon GFN, as you can see there. Everything's showing out of stock. That looks like it has a really nice texturing on it. And probably the same as the other blades, but this picture shows it because of lighter color. That is cool. I like the color on that. Could be. It looks like a really comfortable handle. 4.8 ounces. Is this... What's the lock on this? It's not a triad lock, I don't think. Probably just a standard lock back. Oh, it's the same thing. Rocker lock featuring standard secondary safety. Duh, that's what I'm looking at. Sorry, guys. I should have figured that out, but I didn't until now. This sliding thing is a secondary safety, probably, which makes me like it less. I don't like safeties on my knives. I'm assuming this is what this is a sliding safety. That's unfortunate. I don't hate safeties on my knives, especially just a standard manual. I don't need a freaking safety. As always, safety and security continue to remain priority number one to cold steel. Well, that's what the gun manufacturers say when they give you a locking key for your action. I say it's a protectionist feature. I'm just not a fan of it. I wouldn't say I would bail on these knives because it has that, though. What I would probably do is take these torque screws off and super glue it to the safety off position. That way it doesn't ever move. Again, I haven't handled these particular models yet. Maybe it's very stiff on how it slides, and you wouldn't have to do that. If it's a positive action safety like it should be, then you don't have to glue it. Just ignore it. Other than that, this is a cool knife. I love the handle. It's a bit heavy for me. I think it's kind of, well, you can see in the name, intended for hunting. I like it. I like the color too. Here we go again. Cold steel getting the color right. So they've been doing push knives since the 80s. They're a leader in push knives. I'm talking Lynn Thompson and Cold Steel and Company. This is a really strong blade. I have one of their fixed blades like this. It's drop forged. Let's check the steel real quick. 52100 high carbon coated for some rust resistance. Not sure if that is Cerakote or what they're doing on that. That's a wicked blade, that push knife. I don't know if it'd be my first choice for a defensive blade because it's so focused in its intent. I can't take this push knife out and cut an apple. The amount of times I actually need a push knife are never. Thank heavens. I'm glad it's that way. 4-inch blade length though, and the price on this $90. Let's see if Amazon's got this one. You could also go to Blade HQ and see if they got it. They often carry those as well. Drop forged push knife. I'm typing over here. Sorry you can't see it. Nah, they don't have that one yet. Now, and I don't know if this is not in production. Maybe that one shows in stock actually. But the other ones I'm talking, maybe they're so new they haven't been shown. That's a wicked fighter. The one thing that I'm not a super fan of when it comes to push blades is that it can torque in your hand and rotate around on you. So, especially a longer blade like this that has more leverage. So, if you go into bad guy and it twists, it can actually twist your hand around. I think in a lot of ways the shorter ones are better. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTube reviewer. Not a knife fighter. Never will be. Master Hunter. Dude, we're going to be here like 20 hours at this pace. Did I review the Master Hunter? I think I know I did. I think I did the Pendleton Hunter. I didn't check it. I'm not checking it now. This is a powder metallurgy CPM 3. Great steel. These are thick knives. That's my only criticism on the Pendleton and the Masters. They're thick. See, and it's representing the weight right here. 6.4 ounces. That's heavy. Well, it's not that heavy. 4.5 inch blade. I say heavy for an EDC knife because I'm just thinking EDC in this, not really taking it up in the woods or using it as a hunting blade. But I haven't looked at this one. Let's see the width on it. Thickness. No. What does that mean? Yeah, it's meant as a hunting knife. There it is. Full 3/16 inches thick. Yeah, so that's a thick blade. It's just like the Pendleton. I always want them to be thinner. I don't really need a thick blade. I don't know if they make these hunting knives so thick to chop bone when you're dressing game. Maybe that's why they're doing it. Made of shock absorbent Cray X. In other words, Craton, is that what we're calling it now? I love Craton though. It's been a great handle material like on my Recons and Trailmasters. It's been awesome. $200. It's going to be a lot less if on the open market. I love a classic drop point, Loveless style hunting blade though. I actually just sent two. They were two Gerbers and S30V to TMP Patreon members as part of the June giveaway. Again, go to Patreon, join up. $5 or more a month enters you into the drawing. I'm giving a lot away. How can you not like the SRK and San Mai? In fact, I did review that. I'm not even going to click on it. That's a great knife. Great knife. Recon Tanto and San Mai. $189. That's a good price. Remember, this is retail. I wonder if I have this in cold steel. What I'll do is just copy and then paste it into Amazon. This is a great fighting blade, man. It really is. Albeit it does not have, guess what? Full finger protection. It has underneath finger protection, which is good. I'm not seeing that one in Amazon. I see a 3V Recon Tanto though. That one they're selling in 3V for $123 in Amazon. That's a good price actually. This one's just in San Mai steel. Guard wise, I'm talking a double guard. It just has the underneath. That's what I'm trying to say. I love San Mai 3. It's such a great steel. So if you guys don't know what it is, it's going to be a very hard steel core, and then it's going to be laminated in VG10 on the exterior, something more malleable. So it can take shock resistance, and yet it has a hard central core. And there's been some other manufacturers done the same thing, like Felkniven, for instance. I love my Felkniven knives, man. They're so awesome. Fallniven, whatever you want to call it. Tanto. I won't go into all these. These are all great hand swords. I'm kind of struck these prices aren't that bad. I mean, again, these are retail. Here's my all-time favorite dagger in the world, the Taipan and San Mai. The prices here is a little bit out of control. $500 retail. Oh my gosh, that's a great knife. So this is in San Mai 3. Or just San Mai is what they're calling it. $500. So let me guess, $380 on the market. 11 ounces, 3/16 inches thick. I don't mind it here because this is a different philosophy of use for this blade. It's a fighting blade. And plus, most of it is milled out. This is a double hollow ground blade on the Taipan. Like I said in my review, I think circa 2009, the Taipan has amazing penetration and shearing potential in the same blade because it is so broad, it shear cuts amazingly. It has belly on the side, so it can actually sweep cut as well. Such a great knife. Long enough handle too, so 5.5 inches, 7.5 inch blade. Freaking awesome, man. I just like collecting daggers. I said that in the recent Boker Desert Dagger or whatever that was. Is a Boker review that I did. And I say, for me, they're mostly collectibles. I just think they're cool, which is a completely valid reason to own a blade or whatever. Got some cool gloves. Looks like they're trying to compete against you-know-who. Mechanic. Those look like Mechanic Impact gloves pretty much. So we went over all that. And let's go over to special projects because I saw some cool stuff. I haven't checked this one out yet. So this is Swift Swift 1 and 2 first generation without extra safety switch. In other words, a knife I would like. No extra safeties. So you can come here and order directly. I think Special Projects is their direct ordering website. I don't mind it. It's a drop point. It's cool. That looks like a G10, milled G10 handle. I don't like that clip, though. It rides super high. This whole portion is going to be sitting out of your pocket. It's got a big lanyard hole. That's awesome. Here we go again with cold steel getting the removable ambidextrous deployment stud. I'm not in love with the blade shape. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not in love with that blade shape. Just a really aggressive drop point. This part, I can't point with my mouse because it'll go into enlargement mode, but it's hollow ground, as you can tell. I like it in all black, though. That's really cool. Let's see how much it weighs. 4.6 ounces. Totally in the ballpark. It's okay. I'm just, the blade shape isn't like my fave. Let's see what else they have being promoted on their site. Free publicity for Cold Steel. I don't mind doing it because I love Cold Steel. You see their sales stuff at the top. This is June of... Oh crap, I just clicked the wrong thing. June of 2018 when I'm reviewing this stuff. How do I go? Oh, here we go. Just click right here. What are you, new to the internet, Nutnfancy? Maybe. Hats. Come on, where's your blades, bro? What? Sword seconds. Ooh, I like that. Their swords are sick. Oh, dude. They don't have too many. Oh, this would be my choice right here, dude. What? $234. That's a great price. Dragonfly Katana. It's a factory second. Who cares? No returns accepted. No, dude, that's a no-brainer. If you're into swords, Cold Steel swords are amazing. I think their fit and finish are really good. I have swords from a couple of manufacturers within this price point. I mean, I don't go crazy with my swords. I've sold several, so I don't have that many now. Given one away. Actually, more than one. I've given several away to TMPers. After the review, I don't need them. I just give them away. I love the color on this. This emerald color. I think that's rayon that they've wrapped that on. Let's see if it says in specifications, which I don't prefer. I like a cotton wrapping. Sure. Okay, ray skin underneath. Yeah, it doesn't really say. Teal green silk braid cord. I know you're saying, hey, that's silk. It says it right there. I don't think that's silk on the handle. I really don't. I think maybe somewhere else. So maybe it is. I've never seen one wrapped in silk. I'm thinking that's rayon, a synthetic. It's really important to have those handles wrapped super tight. If they come loose, your sword is done. Until you either wrap it yourself. Good luck with that, by the way. I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there somewhere shows you how. Hey, it's easy, Nutnfancy. I did it. Well, I'm talking like a traditional wrap right here. I prefer cotton, though. I have one with cotton. I have several with rayon. Here's their fittings. And like in my tabletops, I don't really use traditional Japanese nomenclature for all the parts because my sword reviews are actually designed to turn knife guys onto sword ownership. And doing it with a cold steel is a good way to do it. 234, yeah, totally. This is just spring steel, 1055. Functional war sword is what it is. Yeah, we're talking about knives. We're talking about swords. Yeah, I don't like that one. Helmet breaker. Hand and a half. I actually have one of those. Dude, 122 for a hand and a half? Factory second? That's excellent. I will tell you, though, it is not my favorite sword. I don't like the handle. I think it's too narrow. It is, I think, period correct. When they went out and designed this sword, and this was many years ago, they actually took historical examples and built it basically as an amalgamation of that period of sword. And so this is representative of the era. This is how the handles looked. It is long enough. It's got plenty of real estate. You can see the dude in there in the lower right cutting with it. We'll take a quick peek at that. The one thing I'll say about a hand and a half I don't super like is it doesn't have any belly at all. It's just a straight sword. Now he's doing a chop with it, but I really think it's meant as a thrusting weapon primarily. I'd much rather have a big old katana, maybe an Tanto, not O Tanto, but whatever that super large katana is. Heavier. Freaking just went right through that though. This one has 1060 carbon steel. Cool. Scent stopper style of pommel. $122, dude. That's a great deal for a hand and half sword. Cold steel. I mean, what other knife manufacturers doing this? No one. Let's see, summer sale. More publicity for cold steel. $100 for the Golden Eye Tanto. That's excellent. There's a holdout. I reviewed that. I really like that color. That is sick. So $90. What's the steel on this one? Do you guys remember? Ooh, they've upgraded that to CTS XHP. Maybe it was that way all along. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I reviewed this knife. This is a wicked blade. No, it's basically a stabbing knife is what that's designed for. Love that. I don't carry my holdout, though. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just too big of a knife. I don't really need a knife that big. Just once in a great while. Wakasashi. So this is a polymer training one, I think. Some people ask, hey, you ever going to get good and martial blade stuff? And I just can't spend the time. I can't. Not doing TMP, family, job. I don't have time. Oh, I love the Espada, man. So excellent. This is a knife I do carry. This is probably my favorite coloration I've seen. That's a G10 handle, OD. I think this is XHP as well, isn't it? Yep, XHP steel. God, that's a good looking knife. Got that Spanish influence. I love the Espada. Clip blades remain my favorite blades too, dudes. I mean, I just love clip blades. I think their deployment plate is pretty cool. It will get hung up in your pocket once in a while if you do a really deep snag. Triad lock. This is a strong knife. God, that's good. So let me see if that's a good price on that one. How many of you guys say in comment that actually have a large cold steel Espada of whatever variation? That price ain't great. In Amazon, I'm seeing $191 on that same blade. So that's a Espada large flat dark earth. So not a horrible price, but you can get it cheaper in Amazon. Again, links below if I think about it. Oh, that's awesome. So that has God, that's a cool color too. Sorry, I'm going off on this. That's the one I just quoted you the price on. They're calling that flat dark earth, but it's really a brown. Doesn't that look cool? Jeez, that's cool looking. Holy cow. God, I'm going to sell myself on getting this knife if I'm not careful. So freaking cool. What would you do with it, Nutnfancy? Collect it. Fondle it. I just love that color. I'm getting excited. God, I didn't know they made that color in this spot. And you guys have seen me Cerakote my blades to get them that color. And now they're coming that way factory. That's refreshing. I don't dig this. The charm. Ooh, nah. This is a machete. Black Bear Bowie machete for only $23. Hey, he's a hacker. Just as a backyard hacker or clearing out some brush. I think that would be great. Let's see what the steel is. It's just going to be a machete steel. Probably not very hard. Well, 1055. Width is 2.8 millimeters. That's actually a lot of knife for the money. It really is. Has a standard Bowie handle. Plastic. This is a really good blade, actually. As a beater survival blade, I would totally recommend this. I can tell you already, it would chop well. I mean, not like a, what would it be, an Ontario RTAC 2, because it doesn't have the weight or the thickness. It's a big blade, 12 inches, and it's only 18 ounces. I still like it, though. That's a cool knife for $23 with sheath. Where's a picture of your sheath, dude? Is it a plastic one? Sheath. Yep, correct. So that means that comes with a plastic sheath. I'm going to give this a recommend as well, if you need it. This would be a good bug out kit knife if you can take the weight. I would look very carefully at your weight. I mean, that's 18 ounces. But if you live in a brushy area or place where you might need a knife of this sort, it could dig as well. I want to really foot stomp that. Great digging tool, this knife. I would look into the Black Bear Bowie. That's cool. Fighting knife, too. I'm not going to say it ain't. You know it would fight well. I like the big blades. What's this? Dropforged Hunter. It's okay. I don't want to, hit on each one of these. We'll be here 7 hours. Tactical Tanto machete. So this is the same type of interpretation of some of their more famous blades, but it's going to be a machete. Probably 1055, same width of the steel. I mean, if you want to buy it, I will click on this because I want to make a point. If you want to buy a really high value fighting knife, check this one out. I mean, look at your reach. What is this? I would say just by looking at an 8-inch blade. Holy crap, I was way off. That's 13 inches. Wow. That makes sense since it's a machete. Hard to tell from the website there just by looking. That's a fighting knife right there. Holy cow. See, it even has a slight belly to it. I wish I could just point. Here, I could point right here. So it has belly. Just a little bit of belly, which I like. Just like the katanas I was talking about. Propylene handle, plastic handle. Have no problem with that. Plastic sheath. Another recommend. Cool knife. That was lighter too, wasn't it? Because the other one was, 18 ounces? Let's see what the weight is on this. Oh, I thought it said 19. Yeah, 19. So that's heavier than that Black Bear. You'd have to decide. I had one of these slant tip machete. I actually liked them. I still might have it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a tabletop on it. I don't know what I'd really say on it, though. It's just a standard machete. Latin type influence. I think it's Latin. There's so many different styles of machetes and where they come from around the globe. Is this an Oriental design? Like in Thailand or something? I forget. Yeah, it might be. You guys are probably screaming at the screen. Yeah, it comes from here, dude. I had one of these, a D-guard. In fact, I think it's still in the truck. And we use it to clear sagebrush out, and it's very effective. Totally reviewed this, dude. The Steel Tiger. That's a great blade. Someone made a good point, though, in my Steel Tiger review, and it's a good time to bring it up here. He said, because I mentioned you could do non-lethal impacts with it, and there's, again, a whole philosophy of use on these style of Karambit blades. But he said he wouldn't trust the plastic handle or whatever this material is because he feels like the ring would break on him versus a steel ring. So Scrive X, Grivery handle, FRN. Fair point. Fair point. I think these are pretty strong though. Those rings are strong. The handle's strong. I think the blade hilt comes all the way to the back. But just like I said on my tabletop, this is a knife that's very focused and purpose. Very focused. So it's a fighter. What else are you going to do with it? And in the tabletop, I said, I don't really know if I'd carry this because last time I checked, in rule of law, I'm not doing too much knife fighting. I am opening a lot of packages, cutting watermelon, chopping wood, which I do frequently with my knife, just in rule of law, just projects I got going, and the cutting tool I have on me is a knife. And so I, instead of, running around getting the proper tool, I use whatever knife I have. But the Steel Tiger wouldn't be super appropriate for that. This is a cool knife. I have checked this out, the Tough Light. It's a cool little knife. Wharncliffe blade. Super lightweight. Triad lock in this little knife. And I love the blue. This is such a cool... Look at the weight, dude. 2.5 ounces for a Tough Light. Oh, that is so cool. Recommended. OS 8A. So we got away from the 8CR in this one. That is so funny. They put a triad lock in this. Look, they're testing it. Oh, I love Cold Steel's videos. They're so funny. Yeah, that's what I do in my knife too, dude. That's exactly what I do. Not zombie hordes. I'm opening boxes. Boxing. Yep, there you go. This is a great video. He's showing a realistic use for the knife. Opening letters. Yep, that's what we do. Yep, cutting rope. Oh, this is a great video. It's good to see him getting away from chopping pig heads in half. Not that they could do it that much with this one. If Cold Steel could do it, they would with the Tough Light. They would freaking butcher a pig with it. Those are hard to watch for me, too. I hate gruesome stuff like that. Here we go. Lock test, dude. Triad. I've always defended these videos by Cold Steel. I think once upon a year, like probably from 08 to 12, Cold Steel was catching a lot of internet heat for, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Some people didn't care for Lynn Thompson, probably still don't. And other videos. And I always said, hey, man, I don't think this is crap at all. I think it's just absolute truth what you're seeing. Like right there. He's not faking that. That's a strong, strong lock. Love me the Triad. Demko got that one right. Oh, spoke too soon. They are going to hack something up with a freaking Tough Light. Should have known. All right, we cut some letters. We open a box. Now we got to go kill something with the Tough Light. I'm laughing because, and I love it at the same time, how Cold Steel, they... I was thinking for once we'd have a video without freaking hacking things to pieces. I like that. Or I should say lock test. You don't got to sell me on that freaking Triad, dude. I'm a believer. There's Overstrike. If I'm getting the names right, probably not. Doesn't matter. Oh, they're testing the lock again. Dude, that was fun. That's fun. Told you this would be a fun review. Tough Light recommended. I wouldn't hesitate buying that knife at all. Even though it's a Wharncliffe and I'm not a super Wharncliffe dude. Oh, these are cool. Oh, no wonder. They're the Steve Austin ones. So I reviewed, let's see, the Steve Austin. The Broken Skull. That's right. I reviewed that one. And I loved it. Loved it. What a great knife, man. That Broken Skull is an elegant tactical EDC blade. Looks like they're coming out with another type called the Working Man. Let's take a look at it in orange. I like the orange. I like the lines of the Broken Skull a little bit better because it is a clip blade, like I said. Love the clip blades. More of a drop point. Looks hollow ground. 8CR on this? Nope, 4116, which is okay. I'm not a super fan of 4116. Seems a little bit soft in my use. Pretty rust resistant though. That's cool. Yeah, I recommend it. I'd give it, from what I know now, 3 stars. I wouldn't give it 5 stars just from the lines. It looks like a FRN handle as well. There it is in lime green. Dude, time's flying. We've already been talking over 40 minutes. GFN, FRN, same crap. This is the one I have to review. So I have this one in inventory right now. The Dropforged Survivalist. I forgot the name of it. 5/2100 high carbon. It's heavy. I mean, this is a heavy knife. And I'm not really sure how it transmits shock. There it is, 18 ounces. Same weight as that Big Bear machete, actually. Not sure if it transmits shock to your hand. It's a loner. I don't know if I want to go out and thump on it. That's the deal. Blade length 8 inches. It's a cool knife. The problem with is in like freezing cold weather, I don't know if I want to be, handling a metal blade, a metal handle. I'd prefer to have something like Kraton, G10 to insulate the handle. But I don't have experience with it. Not yet. I love this sheath right here, as always. Espada. There's a Tough Light in raspberry. Oh, that's a cool color. Oh, what do you know? Dark Earth. Nutnfancy liking the Dark Earth again. Oh my gosh, that's a cool color. Espada. Look at that coloration, dudes. That is cool. Good job, Cold Steel, coming out with these colors. This was one of my first reviews, a Bushman. I think I reviewed that in field. Talked about it. I actually liked it. That will transmit a ton of shock to your hands. No big surprise. It's designed to go, as you can imagine, on the tip of a stick that you cut out and fashion, which I don't think is very handy. When I did it, it was hard. The one that I would cut and milled into the Bushman, shouldn't say mill, but carve so it would fit this hollow handle. It was so fragile. It just didn't work that well. I think it's better to strap it to the side. And I think we showed that on Moonscape backpacking. Crockett and I, we went up in the woods, and those buck hoodlums, we did that too. Just strapped it on the side. That worked fine. A lot more strength. But it's pretty lightweight for what it is. Spike. Oh, those are cool knives. The handles are a little bit thin on the spike, so again, you're going for net carry on that. Pendleton Light, reviewed that, like it. Finn Bear, did I ever review that? I sure like that knife. This is a great starter knife to know if you would like a Scandi grind. The Finn Bear. I mean, the price is so insane. I mean, you can get it for like $10 in Amazon. I think this is 4116 as well. Pretty sure. That's a very high value. Yeah, 4116. 4116 is a very low cost steel for the manufacturer. That's why you'll see it a lot. Not a horrible steel. It's okay. For most people, it would be more than enough. Because we live in a modern society, and last time I checked, not a lot of us are going out and skinning moose every day with our knives. I wonder if this knife floats. I haven't tested that yet. One thing you can't really tell by looking at it on the screen and here in the video is it is a very comfortable handle. And they kind of make a reference here. It's a modified diamond cross-section is what they're saying. And it is a really comfortable handle. And then also you have these lines that are molded into it, and it really provides excellent traction. So even though it's a guardless knife, it doesn't have any guards on it, it's high traction. It would actually be a good option against like a Mora knife, the Finn Bear would. I'll probably go to about an hour, then I'm going to shut up. Peacemaker 2. I had one of these. I don't know if I reviewed it. I don't like that blade grind at all. I just don't like it. I don't like it when it's flat and then at the very last portion they come and do a grind. No. It reminds me of a Tom Brown tracker approach. Yes, I still don't like that knife either. Still, after all these years, I don't like the Tom Brown tracker, nor would I ever own one. I know this is not a Tom Brown tracker design, but I'm talking about a very eclectic approach to grinding, which the tracker does. Oh, dude, that looks like the machete, the Kukri machete. Yep. Oh, how can you go wrong with a Voyager clip point? They are awesome. Even the new ones are awesome. I made reference that I like the old school Voyagers, and I do, because they are not steel lined. They had an integrated plastic clip, like I said, and they're super lightweight and remarkably fast. But on my table, again, you can't see this, but I have a medium new school Voyager, and then I have a medium old school Voyager. They're both awesome. These are actually really strong knives because they have triad locks on them. They are steel lined. You gain some weight in them. So this is a large. Probably my overall favorite is a large. Really good traction too on the handle. You'll have 2 clips, so if you're a lefty, you'll have a different clip included in the box. I want to say this is AUS 8. The steel they're doing. AUS 10 now. Oh, they changed it. Which they do. It's such a great knife. I mean, it's like a go-to blade for me. It's kind of like the Glock of the blade world. Voyager. Hey, what blade should I get? Voyager. Or in the Spyderco lineup, but you could say Endura. Oh, Code 4. I like the Code 4s. Always have. Tanto version versus the clip blade. I'll go clip blade, thanks. Got some axes and hatchets here. Trench Hawk, $43. Who do you guys buy these hawks? And do you use them? How do you integrate them into your system? I'm just curious. Do you collect them? If you do, that's totally cool. But I don't know how to integrate a hawk into my system. I'm not going to take around what I'm going to guess 24 ounces for this hawk. I'm off. 29 ounces. Dude, I'll take more ammunition. Thank you. Yeah, or a freaking Tanto blade. They're devastating for sure. I have no doubt in my mind. Finn Wolf. That has really good construction to it. Amazingly. AUS 8A, what's the handle material? I want to say it's like aluminum. Nope. So it's Grivery. FRN. Again, it has some really good stippling on it. This grind, the Scandinavian grind, still I'm not super duper fond of it, but it is functional. The Bushcrafter guys, of course, love it. Do you guys have a Fenwolf? Do you carry it? Do you like it? I think the price on that's really good. I'm not going to cover all these Karambits, Double Agents, Tanto Light. I think I covered this in like a 3-for-1 video. So I put the Tanto Light, the Outdoorsman Light in the same video. You can look that up. I'm pretty sure I did. These are 4116 steel blades. They are super, super lightweight and super affordable. And I really didn't have anything bad to say about them at all. The Outdoorsman Light is so excellent. See if I'm right. They're still doing it 4116. Yep. We got to go hack something. I'll tell you what, though. It demonstrates the cutting power of the knife, does it not? Totally. Oh, I like paper cuts. Makes me excited. Leather cuts even better. These things do come sharp, too. Now, in the review, I don't know if I'm correct in this, but they strike me as an extruded blade. So these are not ground blades. That's how they keep the cost down. It's basically drawn through, I think, a die is what I think. And then they'll finish it, polish it, and then grind it. So that keeps the cost very low. But it's not a ground knife. I could be totally off on that, but that's the way it strikes me. And I do know materials a little bit, like MET tech stuff. Dude, this is a great knife. Even though it's not a full flat ground knife, I'll forgive it for its lightweight and its price. And the handle and blade length, I was trying to remember, 6-inch blade length, 5-inch handle. I could just sit here and watch things get cut. It's like heavy equipment in operation. Dude, you're coming close to your finger. Be careful. Put them gloves on, bro. Speaking from experience. Gloves will help you, man. I mean, they'll go through gloves for sure, but it'll give you just one more layer of protection. So if you make a mistake while you're cutting, which we all do, you won't have a really gnarly gash in your hand. Cold Steel Knives, 2018. I gotta cruise it. Tanto. Oh, that's a cool knife. Gladius was what I was trying to remember. Like on that one knife, the grind, I was trying to think of that word, Gladius. So here's a Gladius machete. Would I ever buy it? No. No. This is, I don't know, to me, a backyard plaything. Enough said. I mean, I love machetes, but they got to be ready to do what machetes do best, and that is to hack cut, like brush and stuff, and it's going to have some belly for that. Dude, the Kobun, you cannot beat this knife. It is still one of my all-time favorite soldier blades. When people ask me, hey, I'm deploying to, I don't know, Afghanistan, what should I have on my LB? Kobun. They've been making it the whole time I've been doing TMP, and there's a reason why. Guess. That's right, it sells. This is a knife that sells. The Kobun does. Love the Kobun blade. It's so amazing. Look at the weight. I'm going to guess. I'll say total carry weight, 6 ounces. 4.4. Holy cow. Hollow ground, 41.6. No, OS 8, dude. So they have OS 8 in the current version. God, this is a great knife. Craton grip. It's super lightweight. The one thing you could say on the Kobun, and you'd be right, is that it has a very thin handle in cross section. So it's not a hand-filling handle. So you're going to have to keep a really tight grip on it. But this is a good study in firepower versus mobility, because you want to have the blade with you when you need it. And for a soldier like doing CQB and something like Fallujah or something, this is a good backup option for CQB, because it's not weighing you down. You got enough crap you need to carry already: ammunition, body armor, weaponry, comms, food, water especially. You don't want a freaking 20-ounce knife. Guys that carry that don't. They're lying. Like they'll carry a custom blade that weighs 20 ounces. What they do is they strap it on for their pictures, their hero pictures, and as soon as they start their op, they take it off. I guarantee you, they're not carrying it. Oh, nice throw, dude. I cannot throw a knife. I suck at throwing knives. This guy's got the style, bro. That is awesome. Cold Steel with another entertaining video. Yeah, Kobun. The link will be below. I mean, you should have at least one, probably 6. What is that? Ronin Dagger. That looks like a historical reinterpretation. Ooh, I reviewed this. Trailhawk. Loved it. And all the Hawks by Cold Steel. I have a whole video where I go through them. Counterpoint XL. I'm going to run out of time, dude. I only got like 6-7 more minutes before I'm going to wrap this up. Thompson Saber. I won't go through all this. These are throwing nice. I've played with these. I actually had the boys, my 2 boys. I taught them to throw. I mean, these I can throw. They're really easy to throw with. Not a Kobun for me. And they loved it. So we'd set up a not 2x4, but a big old plank of plywood and throw away. And they would miss a lot, and it would go into the shed. And one of them went through the shed and right into a kerosene storage drum. Yeah, that didn't work out so great. I will attest to their penetration capabilities. It was this one right here, the perfect balanced thrower. And I was at work. I came back, and the boy's like, yeah, we got to tell you something. We were throwing knives, and we missed, and it went right into the kerosene drum and leaked everywhere. I was displeased. Rifleman's Hawk reviewed that. See, now, this is an interesting study, and I'm just talking off the cuff here. What do I know? But this looks like a Horseman Saber. See the big sweep? So it's designed to do a sweeping cut as you ride by on your mount. They did carry these in the Civil War. Not this exact sword, of course, or saber, but ones like it. I don't think they were employed that much. I think it was more of a ceremonial piece, even in the Civil War. They did come into combat a couple times, and they were fearsome, to be sure. Also on the high seas, the sabers were important. Again, slashing cuts. But again, this is the belly is what I'm talking about. The belly, the sweep cut. You can actually pierce cut with these too, although not ideally. I had one of these, a Survival Edge. It struck me as not a super strong knife and kind of gimmicky. Kind of Bear Grylls-y. How's that as an interpretation? Bear Grillsy. I reviewed the Thai Light like right at the beginning of the Nutnfancy project. Go look that review up. I don't have one. I got rid of it. It's okay. It's just kind of a stiletto style blade. This is the one I broke in the. It was either this one, maybe the Chaos Double Edge. I think it was this one. I broke in the knife graveyard when we were hitting it with rocks and the whole thing snapped in half. Highly controversial and hilarious video. These, you might be surprised to know that I actually like. These tire claw folders. Yeah, they are cool. And in that other review, I mentioned them, and I said, yeah, this is a really cool knife. So this is easier to transport. It has a ambidextrous deployable thumb plate, so it should be pretty quick. Has all the advantages of the Karambit style of blade, but it's more portable. See the weight. 5 ounces, that's totally doable. Is that a triad lock on that? It looks like a triad. Doesn't really say. If you needed a Karambit, I would look very seriously at a tiger claw. Barong machete. That is one of my all-time favorite machete designs right there. The Barong. My buddy Ray Torona, man, he is good with this, and he could tell you all about it. 1055, 18-inch leaf blade. I hope this is choreographed, dude. This has got to be choreographed, because these guys are not full-on going for it. There's no way. One thing that's for sure, if you ever have a machete fight or a knife fight, plan on getting cut, says me. Even if you're really good, the guy only has to get one little glancing cut on you to draw blood. Here we go, hacking a pig in half again. This thing's mean, though. This is a mean, mean machete. Oh! Gross. That grosses me out. I hate even watching that. Dude! Is that Lynn throwing that? Shut up. That's a great throw, dude. I wonder how many times he had to do that to get it right. But the funny thing is guys will watch this and think this is how you deploy the weapon. Hey, I'm going to throw my machete. No, don't. It's just a novelty demonstration. He is showing that it flies pretty straight, though, with skill. Yeah, I'd totally buy this. The Barong, it's awesome. I love that leaf shape. That's cool. 1055. What's the weight on this? 18-inch blade, 24 ounces, 1055, with a plastic. Well, it's a composite sheath. Corex is probably Cordura. I'm sorry if I misspoke. So some of those other knives I was saying Corex was Securex, not necessarily so. It's probably Cordura. And then I'm going to end with this one right here. Colossus. Let's take a look at this bad boy. XHP. Machine textured stippled two-tone G10. Strongest lock in the industry, so that must be a triad lock. That is a cool knife. These things look like they're small. It's actually a pretty big blade. I'd say 4-inch blade. Yep, 4-inch. 7.2 ounces. No doubt triad. Wow, that's expensive though. Its retail is $325. And then on sale here at ltspecpro.com, $205. You might be able to beat it somewhere else like Amazon. That's a cool blade. Would I carry it? Nah. It takes up too much space in my pocket with that handle shape. It almost looks like it's an antler, doesn't it? The way they've machined that G10. I love the layered black and OD G10 for sure. I like XHP steel too. Kind of a high ride clip. This is a fighting knife. Which would you carry versus this or a Karambit Nutnfancy? This one. Because it's flat ground and it has a lot more utility than a Karambit. If I'm a civilian, like I said, for an officer with a backup blade, some of those folding Karambits or the Tiger itself would be a great option. And that's it, dudes. We're at about an hour SSE screen shopping exercise with Nutnfancy with our friends at Cold Steel Knives. I love their blades. As you can see, they have a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. For what I think are fair prices, for sure. And if you go to some other places like Amazon, you can even beat their own on sale prices. Highly recommended. There have been some really awesome blades reviewed in this screen exercise today, like this one right here, Double Safe Hunter. Signing off. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Come on over to Patreon if you want to be awesome. Nutnfancy.